He's the founder and CEO of Conservative Move. Paul Chabot is his name. So let's start with which states are the big winners and why, Paul?
Yeah, big state, absolutely Texas. You got Florida in the mix, Idaho as well, Tennessee. It's fascinating. My wife and I, we were born and raised in Southern California. We're both a law enforcement military family. We got 4 young kids. And after 2016, we decided to pick up stakes and move to Texas. When we landed here, we realized so many families had made the exact same move for the reasons we did. We created a business around it. But it's really blown up. We're operating in 40 states, helping folks largely move from blue states to red states. And it's more than just families, it's businesses as well. So you're seeing a lot of major corporations, Fortune 500 companies, relocating out of these states, not just to Texas, but to Florida and Tennessee and others as well. And I don't see an end in sight. The only stopgap right now is affordable housing. It is very difficult right now in the housing market with low inventory. So you're seeing a huge fight over folks just trying to get in the market.
So are you seeing a particular migration pattern from coast to coast? In other words, are people on the East Coast going to Florida primarily, and are people from the West Coast going to Texas? How is this laying out?
Yeah, it's really fascinating. So initially it was all Texas. In fact, Governor Rick Perry, before Abbott kicked this off, actually going to California on tours to bring businesses here. But now what you're seeing is from New York, a huge flow south into Tennessee, the Carolinas, and Florida is a huge recipient. When you're looking at California residents, most of them are ending up here in Texas, but also with the rioting in Seattle and Portland, you're seeing a huge chunk of that population going to Idaho or Texas as well. And I'll also say this, that when you look at what's happening in these blue states, it's largely middle-class families with young kids. They're looking for a better future for themselves, but for their kids so they can thrive. And they're really worried about the political climate. I haven't seen it like this. Many of our clients just feel afraid to identify as a conservative or Republican. And mind you, they were born and raised in these states. And to see them leave, it's a heartbreaking story, almost every single one of them.
These other states that are offering incentives, including Arkansas, I hadn't heard about that until today. Is that having an impact, and are people taking advantage of it?
They are. And West Virginia just jumped in as well. So I think all states see the exodus, but they're also seeing the quality. These are quality Americans who love their country, who support rule of law, who want to be good, respectful taxpayers in their communities. They want to contribute. And these are also corporations, many of them that employ a large chunk of people that are looking for places where they can operate a business and also provide better for their employees. I see a number of states picking up on this trend, and the blue states, the exodus, I don't know how or where or if it's going to end anytime soon. The trajectory has just picked up tremendously, especially with the COVID lockdowns and what you're seeing in California.
Well, I was wondering about that because there are people who have moved away because they can with the pandemic. They can work wherever they want. You don't see any indication that any of these folks will be moving back when it's over?
No, but here's what's fascinating. We don't get a chance to talk about it enough. Is you've got a lot of those that moved out of San Francisco. They didn't necessarily move out of California. A chunk did, but they're moving more inland into the Sacramento area. Mm-hmm. But the problem is in these states, you have the same state politics. In California, I was there last week. Gas is about $4.50 a gallon. Out here in Texas, it's $2.20. You just do the math on that for a middle-class family, and it's huge in the pocketbook. So yes, we're going to see more moving. We're going to see more moving to red states. You're going to see more governors getting smart on this to sort of offer these incentives, not just for families, but businesses as well.
All right, Paul Chabot, thanks for the update on the movers and shakers around the country, especially in the state of Texas and Florida. Thanks for the time.
Yes, sir.